everybody, I'm Chris. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. If you are, thank you so much for coming back to my corner of the internet. I'm feeling so inspired by the season of love, so let's create some kind of Valentine's Day look using the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Machina eyeshadow palette. I'm thinking something pink, something red, and maybe some purple. Probably definitely purple. So if you'd like to see what look I create and which of the 24 romantic sci-fi shades I use, stay exactly where you are because we're getting into it right now. I'm gonna start with the deepest color I'm gonna use, or I think it's the deepest color I'm gonna use. As far as my plan goes, I just know that I want purple, red, and pink. That's the only real plan that I've got. Everything else is gonna kind of be up in the air and we'll just catch it where it falls. But for that deepest shade so far, I'm gonna plot out the crease line using Emote. Dark purple, very dark purple. Now I'm gonna use a really light hand and just mark out the crease, or try to. Perfection. Finally nailed the shape that I wanted. Now let's see if I can mirror it on this eye. Now let's start to introduce some red into the look. I'm gonna use the darker red first. That's the shade Human. And I think I might stick with this shade just on the outer half of the crease and leave the inner half for pink, maybe? Maybe. These shades are so vivid. Oh, by the way, I apologize if you can hear the fan blowing in the background. It got really hot in here, and I've got some epoxy curing on the table over there, and the air is so sweet. It makes me feel like I want to throw up. So apparently the ventilation is not quite as good as it should be in this room right now. So fan is on, doors open. Hopefully you can't hear it too much. Oh, I'm sorry, but that red is the baller shot color. 20-inch blades on this Impala. I am loving this red. It's like a dark, vampy Twilight kind of red. Oh my gosh, did you guys see the news about Twilight and the other brand? What did you think of that palette? Let me know. So now that we have the dark red down right above the purple, which actually looks like blue now that red is beside it, but it's purple for sure. But now that we do have the dark red right beside that, I'm gonna go up one in the column and use Burn to blend out Human. Again, only on that outer corner. Also again, very sparing with the pigment. Not only because this is a Blend Bunny palette, so it's like crazy pigmented, but also because I don't have a whole lot of room to work with here, and I gotta make sure I keep this in really concise sections. Oh gosh, the way those colors blend. I swear, every time I use one of these Blend Bunny palettes, I'm always like re-surprised. Okay, now that red is red. That's like stop sign fire engine red. She is blaringly obvious. The red is done. Now let's go in with the pink. I feel like this is gonna really kick it up to Valentine's Day. Right now, this is just kind of almost Valentine's Day, but Attract is gonna take us all the way there. The only thing I'm doing differently now with the application and blending process is I'm actually applying the pink all the way from inner corner to outer corner. I'm just gonna use it to highlight. This whole upper area where my bare skin tone is left. Wow, that's making that red really pop. I don't know if you guys can see it with the same intensity that I can, but because the pink is more like a pastel-y kind of color and it has so much white in it, it's making those more vibrant colors just really stand out. All right, now that we're all cut out, let's add some shimmer. I'm gonna go in with 2 shimmers this time. Oh wait, maybe 3 because I forget that this white one works with just about everything. No, not maybe 3, for sure 3. So we're gonna go in with Switch in the inner corner, Conduct in the center, and then Mortality at the end. Okay, and we'll add a tiny little bit of Conscious. So we're actually gonna use 4 shimmer shades instead. Don't judge me. Shimmer shade number 1, Switch. That can literally go with anything. I love this shade so much. You know, in the pan, it actually has a little bit of a yellow undertone, but I feel like that kind of disappears once it's on a skin tone because skin has that kind of yellowy peachy tone in it. So it just makes it look like a really vibrant, bright, reflective white. It's perfect. Then shimmer number 2, the shade Conduct. You know, I always forget that these shades are so metallic that they're really hard to pick up with a flat brush, and every time I prepare for an eyeshadow look and I'm pulling out my brushes, I pull out a bunch of flat brushes for the shimmers, no matter what palette I pick. I need to remember I cannot use flat brushes like this for some of these Blend Buddy Cosmetics shades. That's just why it's safer to use the foam tip applicator. It's kind of like tried and true success, you know? Because I mean, that was like 3 or 4 times with a brush. This is gonna be once with a foam tip applicator. You ready? So it's like 3 or 4 with a brush, once with a foam tip applicator. Then we can take this super sharp little brush and just pack on some of that shadow right up here on this edge. Oh wow, Conduct and Switch mixing together is making the most gorgeous pastel-y reflective metallic pink in the world. I love this so much. Shimmer shade number 3, Mortality. This one has such an intense shift in it. It literally looks like 2 different colors depending on how you look at it. Then the very last shimmer shade to tie in the outer crease and the outer lid, Conscious. Wow, do you see why that was the last one? Literal perfection. Then the teeniest, tiniest bit of the shade Emote just on this outer corner, literally the teeniest, tiniest amount, just so I can tie in that crease back into the outer lid and not make it look super separated by different formulations with shimmer and matte. Wonderful. Ooh, those shimmers have completely elevated this Valentine's Day look. But now I need to go ahead and do all of my face makeup and get the lower lash line done so we can see it all finished. So give me just a second to do all of that off camera and I'll be right back with the finished look. That is the entire look using the Blend Buddy Cosmetics Machina eyeshadow palette to create something Valentine's Day inspired, all complete. What do you guys think of today's look? Okay, so like obviously I'm totally, utterly, and completely obsessed with the palette, as I have been since I got it. I will say though, something that I was a little surprised by, this purple, once I built up the red beside it, it made it look more like blue, and even looking at it now, it kinda still looks like blue in the monitor, but in the mirror, it looks purple. And I don't know if that's maybe because I have the blue lights behind me, which that's purple, so it should make it look even more purple. Or if it's because of my blue shirt, or I don't know, but it just looks very, very blue in the monitor. Does it look blue to you guys? Because it's not, but it is a blue-based purple, so it does make sense that there's blue in it. I just didn't think it was gonna look blue. That's all. But we already know the quality from Blend Buddy Cosmetics is impeccable. You can watch any one of my many Blend Buddy Cosmetics eyeshadow palette videos and you will see that the quality is there every single time, just like this time. Now, if I were to walk up to myself and I had this look on, I'd be like, what's up? I'm in love. Now teach me your ways. That's actually probably more like what I'd be like. But in all seriousness, I love this look. And even though there were a lot of eyeshadow shades used, I think it's a pretty easy look. I mean, it's pretty easily recreatable as well. Honestly, I think the hardest part of the entire look is cutting the crease. And in my opinion, the hardest thing about that is getting it to be a straight, clean line. Anyway, guys, that is enough from me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up just to let me know. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!